Growing citrus at home can feel like a mystery, but today on Houseplants World, we're cracking the code. I'm sharing the essential care tips that will turn your citrus from barely surviving to absolutely thriving.
Welcome to the Explainer. So you've been captivated by those glossy leaves and vibrant citrus fruits, right? You're definitely not alone. But actually keeping them alive and thriving at home, yeah, that can feel like a massive challenge. Today, we're doing something really cool. We're unlocking the insider secrets straight from a master nurseryman, someone who literally cultivates thousands of thriving citrus trees every single year. Let's dive in and see what actually works to get the absolute most out of these gorgeous plants. We've got a great roadmap for this masterclass today. We're going to cover light and watering, cold tolerance and wintering, nutrition, the art of repotting, and we'll wrap it all up with pruning and final care. Let's hit step 1. Section 1, perfect light and watering. This is where we get the absolute foundational basics dialed in. First things first, citrus trees absolutely crave direct sunlight right on their leaves. That's what actually triggers those beautiful, fragrant flowers. And when it comes to watering them, think of the Mediterranean. Imagine a massive, heavy storm followed by a really long dry spell. That is the exact mental model you want to mimic at home. You should only water when the top of the soil is bone dry to the touch. Seriously, let them dry out. Don't just give them little everyday sips of water. Wait for the drought and then bring the storm. Okay, but how do you actually know when that soil is bone dry? Well, here's a foolproof 4-step checklist straight from the nursery. Step 1, literally just touch the topsoil. Feel it. Step 2, take a look at the leaves. Are the edges kind of curling inward? That's a huge giveaway that the roots are thirsty. Step 3, just pick the pot up. If it feels significantly lighter than usual, it definitely needs a drink. And if you're still not sure, step 4, gently pop the whole root ball out of its plastic pot. Sometimes the top looks dark and damp, but underneath the soil is bone dry and visibly lighter in color. When those signs tell you it's go time, you need to unleash that heavy Mediterranean storm. If you've got a standard 5-liter pot, you're pouring in at least a whole liter of water. Give it such a deep soak that water runs freely right out of the bottom. But here's the golden rule, and this is absolutely crucial. Do not let the plant sit in that runoff water. Citrus trees despise having soggy feet. It'll cause root rot faster than you think. If your tree's outside during a heavy summer rainstorm, just prop the pot up on some stones so all that excess water can drain away constantly. Moving on to section 2, cold tolerance and wintering. Let's talk about surviving the chill. So as the seasons shift, you've got to realize that not all citrus trees handle the cold exactly the same way. Check this out. Your hardy varieties, things like yuzus, finger limes, and chinatos, are surprisingly tough. They can comfortably survive down to -4 degrees Celsius. Then you've got your mild frost group, like Meyer or Four Seasons lemons, which can handle a dip down to -1. But notice that bottom category. Calamondins, sweet oranges, and clementines, absolutely not hardy. They have to stay above 5 degrees Celsius, no exceptions. Knowing your specific variety's limit is basically your entire winter game plan. For a lot of us, winter just means bringing those non-hardy trees indoors. But be careful, because our houses are full of hidden traps. For proper indoor winter care, put your citrus in the absolute brightest spot you can find, like a sunny windowsill, but strictly keep it away from radiators, cold drafts, and definitely keep it off underfloor heating. They love the bright light, but they absolutely hate artificial dry heat, just cooking their root systems. Section 3, nutrition and common deficiencies. Let's talk about feeding your citrus. Here's the thing about potted citrus trees. They're working with a very limited amount of soil. Because of that, they are notoriously greedy. They rely entirely on you for their meals. They need a really robust mix of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, sure. But they also heavily depend on trace elements like iron and magnesium to pump out strong leaves and healthy fruit. Master nurserymen always say to use dedicated summer and winter citrus feeds, rather than just some generic plant food. Those specialized feeds pack the exact trace elements your plant needs to pull that goodness from the soil year-round. And when they miss out on those specific nutrients, Well, iron deficiency is super common. You'll spot it right away. The leaves come in a bit deformed, weirdly large, and they get these distinct, pale, stripy markings all along the veins. This usually happens if you're underfeeding, using the wrong fertilizer, or even if the pot is just way too small. The fix is actually pretty easy though. Just add a granular citrus feed to your watering can every other time you water, and you'll see those nice, green, glossy leaves come right back. Section 4, the art of repotting. Let's look at upgrading their home. So as your well-fed plant grows, eventually it's gonna need a bigger house. But timing that upgrade is a huge part of its long-term success. Master growers actually use a super simple rule of 3 to get this right. Just look at the base of your pot. When the canopy of your plant gets to be more than 3 times the size of the pot's base, it is time for an upgrade. Citrus actually like being in surprisingly snug spaces, so you really want to wait for this exact ratio before you make a move. Once it is time to upgrade, here is the exact process the pros use. First, timing. Only repot during the growing season, so roughly mid-March to the end of July. Second, don't just drop them into a massive tub. Only go up 1 small pot size. Think moving from a 3-liter to a 5-liter pot. Pop some stones in the bottom of the new pot to help with winter drainage, and use a loose, free-draining container compost. Finally, when you pull the plant out, you're going to see these very fine, delicate little roots. Just gently tease them out so they can expand, but don't go crazy. Those fine citrus roots need some careful, gentle handling. You also have total control over the ultimate size of the plant, depending on what fits your lifestyle. If you want a massive tree that gets larger every single year, repot it annually into a slightly bigger container. But if you want to keep it manageable, say you have a smaller place and need to drag it inside for the winter, you might opt for a dwarf variety and only repot it every couple of years. Just moving from a 3-liter to a 4-liter pot will keep that plant compact and perfectly suited to your space. And finally, Section 5, pruning and final care. Those little daily maintenance habits. Let's talk misting. You see misting recommended all the time, but in a normal home environment, it's honestly not always necessary. That said, there are a few exceptions where it's absolutely key. If your tree is in blossom, misting the leaves raises the humidity, and that actually helps more of those flowers set and become fruit. It's also a lifesaver if your central heating is blasting and drying out your house. Just spray the leaves in the morning or late afternoon. Never do it under the intense midday sun or you risk damaging those delicate baby fruit buds. Which brings us to probably the most common question we get. When and how exactly do I prune this thing? It definitely feels intimidating, standing there with shears in your hand. But the professional answer is surprisingly refreshing. Pruning is actually incredibly straightforward. Just think of it as giving your tree a quick haircut when you spot untidy, wonky branches shooting off in weird directions. There are no complicated old wood versus new wood rules to panic over. Just grab some sharp secateurs, make a clean cut right above a leaf node, and aim for a neat, rounded lollipop shape. And the coolest part? Since this is purely about aesthetics and managing the plant shape, you can do this light pruning literally any time of the year. When you combine that heavy Mediterranean-style watering, the right winter location, robust feeding, and just a tiny bit of structural pruning, the results are going to be phenomenal. These are incredibly resilient plants, and they give back so much. From those intensely scented blossoms that fill your entire home to the crazy tasty fruits you grew all by yourself, they're just an absolute joy to cultivate. So, armed with these insider secrets straight from a master nurseryman, I've got to ask, is your home ready to welcome a little piece of the Mediterranean? You now have the exact blueprint to turn that tricky citrus tree into a thriving, fruit-bearing showpiece for your patio or living room. Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer. Now go get your hands a little dirty, check that topsoil, and enjoy the literal fruits of your labor.